Women, what's the point?
Safer injecting.
This advice is intended for people who are already injecting into the femoral area, as injecting into the groin can cause permanent health problems. The veins in your groin are very deep and close to the main nerves and arteries going into your leg. Injecting into the groin carries risk of damaging a nerve or hitting an artery. This guidance may not guarantee you find your femoral vein, but it will make it less likely that you inject into your nerve or artery. If you do inject into your femoral artery, it will feel painful and you may experience pressure. Set everything out on a clean surface in a well-lit area. Wash your hands or use hand sanitizer if you can't. Use new sealed equipment every time and try not to share anything that you use. This reduces the risk of getting a bloodborne virus like hepatitis B, hepatitis C, or HIV. This will also reduce the risk of bacterial infection. If you can't use new equipment, clean your needle using 2 containers of clean water and 1 capful of bleach. Using the first container of water, fill up the syringe. Tap or shake it for 30 seconds and empty it into the sink. Repeat this until the water in the syringe is clear and contains no blood. Try to do this 3 times or more. Next, do the same with the bleach, then with the remaining cup of water. The femoral vein is a deep vein. This means that you won't be able to see it. Only consider injecting here if you really have no other alternatives. You should be aware there are nerves and arteries you could damage when trying to inject in this area. The femoral nerve and the femoral artery are both very close to the vein, so it's important to make sure you limit the chances of hitting them. Unfortunately, no one can tell you with certainty how to hit the femoral vein first time. However, we can tell you the best way to protect the artery. Clean the injecting site using soap and water or a single-use alcohol swab and leave to dry. Use a new needle that is long enough to reach the femoral vein, but not too small that this will bend or enter the body. Thinner needles cause less damage to the vein and skin and will make the site accessible for longer. Your femoral vein is located towards the center of your body, towards your pubic area. Remember the phase NAVY. This will help you locate where the femoral nerve, artery, and vein are. The order goes nerve, artery, vein, Y fronts. Arteries have a pulse. This is good as it gives us something to feel for. Use the top of your middle finger, or 2 fingers together, middle and index, to feel the pulse. Keeping your fingers on this spot will provide some protection against hitting the artery. If you inject to the inside of the fingers, this will give you a maximum chance of hitting the vein and avoiding the artery and nerve, but there are no guarantees. Introduce the needle at 90 degrees with the eye facing upwards. This is called bevel up. Draw back the plunger to make sure blood enters the syringe. This blood should be dark in color. Remember the phrase, red, go ahead, pink, stop and think. If the blood is dark and red, you're injecting into a vein. If the blood is pink and frothy, it is likely that you're injecting into an artery. Slowly pull the needle out and apply pressure to the area. You should then seek medical assistance. After injecting carefully and slowly, release the needle from the vein and apply pressure to the site, using a new tissue or cotton pad if you have them. Use a new needle every time. After 1 injection, the needle will be blunt and may damage your skin or cause bacterial infection if you use it again. If your groin becomes red, swollen, if there is pus or a bad smell, you should stop using it as soon as possible. This could mean that there is an infection and you may need medical care such as antibiotics. Leaving an infection untreated in groin sites can make you feel very unwell and could lead to further complications such as losing a limb or even death. Always try and seek medical treatment if you suspect your site is infected.